Hey, what's going on, everyone? So we are going to be talking about just kind of making the big headlines for the past couple days. Joey Swoll, obviously everyone knows about him if you live under a rock. He's a pretty much a motivational influencer. Works out a lot, bodybuilder. Um, Usually has got a lot of good videos and stuff. Mainly he promotes, anti-bullying, especially in the gym and gym etiquette, and normally will call out people that are doing kind of sketchy things in the gym or, trying to record themselves in the gym while other people are kind of doing their own thing. Or, for example, calling out people, especially guys or girls that are taking photos of themselves in the gym, while other people are obviously utilizing the bathroom as well, which is a big no-no, and I think in a lot of states against the law. But he usually calls out these people, and so he's been a huge influencer. Definitely made a lot of strides throughout the years. Um, Kind of something big happened the past couple days that kind of really determined his, I guess, demeanor. I would say, um, when you put people to the fire, is when they show who they really are, and kind of Joey showed us in some ways kind of really who the person he is when he gets put under pressure. um and usually that's the thing about courage is adversity, is and having resilience, overcoming adversity when most people don't agree with you. You got to be the one that stands up against the rest, and that's usually true masculinity, true strength, be it. And when I mean masculinity, that can pertain to both female and male. Doesn't really matter on your gender. It's just a masculine trait, I would say, versus a feminine trait. So hopefully I'm not offending anyone out there when I say that. But so anyways, the main concern is that obviously Hulk Hogan, he's a professional wrestler, passed away, cardiac arrest, I believe, or some type of heart failure. Um, Pretty much the Optimus Prime of wrestling. Anyone growing up, especially in the 90s, early, yeah, even 80s, I'm kind of curious when he started wrestling. Hulk Hogan, I mean, didn't he start in like the 80s? Hulk Hogan started wrestling career. Wow, he started his career in the 1977. So when you think of Hulk Hogan, most people view him as like the main man that kind of built the foundation to what wrestling is today. Um, he was kind of the Optimus Prime, the cream of the crop per se. Um, Throughout the years, obviously, he if you kind of follow wrestling, originally in the early '80s, '90s, he was really popular, especially when the big thing he's known for is when he lifted Andre, the original Giant, Andre the Giant, when he actually lifted Andre the Giant. See if I can find it, a video of it. That's usually kind of the main thing uh, that people will think about. Andre the Giant. Let's see. Yeah. See if we can find it. Yeah, this is the Ionic body slam when he lifts him up. Like I said, that was kind of like a main moment in wrestle history when he lifted Andre the Giant. And he was a pretty small guy. Andre the Giant, I mean, he weighed, I don't know how much he weighed. Andre Giant, weight, weighed 520 pounds. 520 pounds at that time. The Hulk Hogan weighed, 520 pounds. 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 520 Hulk Hogan. I want to see how much he weighed when he lifted Andre. He weighed about 302 pounds, and Andre the Giant weighed 520 pounds. So you're looking at about 200, over a 200 pound difference. That's pretty impressive. I mean, just imagine even if it was a small lift. I mean, lifting something like that took a crazy amount of strength. Uh, so anyways, I'm kind of getting a little distracted. Getting to the main focal point. So back to Joey. Joey, like you said, he's a he's a motivational speaker. He aspires a lot of young, especially a lot of young youth, to strive and overcome adversity and not to, um, you know, bend the knee to bullying. Basically, he's held to a higher standard, especially as an influencer. So people look up to him, like any other um, star or uh, athlete. They're usually, I mean, whether you like it or not, they are held to a higher standard, especially if you're doing good deeds and trying to correct things that are negative in the world. Um, Joey made a huge error. I don't think he realized how bad it was when he made this error, but basically, Joey was a huge Hulkamania fan. He was a Hulkamaniac, as you would say it. When Hulk passed away, especially with this woke culture mentality and everything's racism, and a lot of people are sensitive, and everything's offensive. Hulk Hogan had, he wasn't a perfect human being. And especially during those years, I mean, a lot of things were different though during those years. Hogan made some racist remarks in the past. He had a sex tape that came out. Nothing super crazy. Um, a lot of people are making him out like he's like Hitler of the German Nazi army. I mean, they're very inflating kind of Hulk Hogan but he did make racist remarks, which he did apologize for. Um, and then kind of when he got a little older, he reverted to, I believe he got baptized and kind of uh, surrendered himself to God from what he said. I mean, obviously when you're at death's door and realize that you're not immortal anymore. I mean, a lot of people do that. I mean, look at, murderers and stuff that go to prison for the rest of their lives. Normally they resort to God. So it's kind of interesting when people do that. But anyways, Joey Joey, initially he was being his authentic self. He said, how much of a Hulkamaniac he was. I'm a Hulkamaniac. I love Hulk Hogan. Ups and downs. I was always, he was cool. He was a good wrestler. He paved the way. Joey felt the same way initially, right? Joey felt the same way. He was authentic and he expressed it. A lot of people didn't like that. He got a lot of hate, which perception wise, obviously social media, it seems like that's the majority. It's a very few, and usually it's a lot of arrogant, hateful people that just don't love themselves and hate everything and want to make everyone's lives miserable. That's usually the toxicity, especially that comes from the woke and all this other weird, delusional ideas. Um, and for whatever reason, Joey kind of bent the knee. He was doing good, and like I said, I'll play the video. He was doing good. People were giving him hate, and he was like, "Hey, the first video was going pretty good." And I'll let it play, and then I'll kind of let it speak for itself. But this is his first kind of video that he gave to the public when he was getting kind of heat. Uh, pretty much saying that he was a Hulkamaniac. So anyways, I don't know who this guy is, but kind of going back. Jesus Christ. Go away, dude. Um, so he started off good, right? He's pretty much telling people, hey, F you, I'll think what I want. I don't care what other people think. You got a problem, figure it on your own or whatever. Only God can judge me, blah, blah, blah. So everyone's cool with it. It's like, yeah, this guy's like pretty much giving people the finger. Um, that kind of took a weird twist the next day. I don't know what happened, but his demeanor and character is very different in the second video. Very, like I said, I'll let it play, but definitely a different Joey here. I'm gonna pause right there. Obviously, he's totally had a change of heart. He must have talked to someone. I don't know who this person was, but someone definitely persuaded him to have a different outlook from his initial personal, genuine self of what he believed in. He was swayed. Someone manipulated him, gave him some ideas, and he was swayed. We all know Hulk Hogan wasn't perfect. He said some shit. He apologized for it. It wasn't right. That was years ago, man. And just like people, they just want to, you know, stir shit up and to say nasty shit online. And it's just hate rhetoric and this type of mob mentality, especially on the web, a bunch of fucking losers that have nowhere in life. They have no purpose. And honestly, they hate themselves and they want other people to suffer just like they are. They group together like sheep and they find people with any ounce of self-esteem or self-respect, and basically they try to break them down. And what was disappointing about this is Joey got broken down. They broke Joey down. They accomplished their mission. It was very, very disappointing. Very, very sad to see. I'll let Joey finish before I kind of continue. Pause right there. That's where he made the mistake. He apologized. What did he apologize for? For being his authentic self. Apologizing for liking Hulk Hogan, accepting Hulk Hogan for who he was, his flaws and his greatness, and the things he did for wrestling. Not to mention, you got to take away two things. There's Hulkamania, Hulk Hogan, who's actual character, a WrestleMania character, and then there's what's his name, the real Hulk Hogan, who goes by Terry Gene Boley. I can't even say that right. So obviously these are two different people, right? There's a real Terry who has his own life, has his own demons, and then there's Hulk Hogan, who's just a character, made up character that he plays, just like any type of movie star or it's it's a play basically. He's a character. He plays a character. So like right here, he apologized about using the word color. It's just very. He's just kind of just. This is where he's just digging himself deeper and deeper. Just kneeling to the mob. It's really sad to see. Um, like I said, he's held to a higher standard, and people understand why people are kind of more upset now at him. Is that he bent the knee? He bent the knee to a mob, a small percentage of hateful people that pushed him a little bit, and this big muscular man didn't have a backbone when his feet were put to the fire to stand up, and he fell. He fell like a bag of sticks, and that's why people are pissed off. This guy's supposed to be like the Superman, you know? People want to look up for someone. They want heroes, especially young men. They don't want feminine people, guys, they, thems. They don't want that shit. Despite what everyone's telling you, no one wants that. Whatever politicians or whatever the corrupt media is telling you, no one wants that. People just want to be their authentic selves. They don't want to be, they want to express how they feel. And we should be open with different ideas. And it seems like we're living in a society where if you don't agree with the right thing, you get this internet mob that will dox you or find your spouses and give you death threats. And it's insanity. It's insane. But Joey Joey's one was supposed to be one of those figures that he was supposed to be the man of steel, you know? Like he was an influencer. He was held to a higher standard and he fell like a bag of rocks. It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing to see this man turn into this. That's why people are upset. I'm gonna kind of end it here, but Joey's a great guy. I got nothing against Joey, but he needs to know. He needs to get with the times and realize the type of people that he's dealing with. This is a cult. These woke lunatics are insane. They're not going to accept your apology. They don't want an apology. They want to break you. They want to break you down in everything you stand for, Joey. And the sad thing is that you did. And you can't get that back. You lost it, man. You gave it away. You lost it. And that's what's so sad about it, man. Because you're an inspiration and you just you faltered so easy to them. And that's why people are so pissed off at you. And it sucks, man. I get it. It's hard, man. Especially on the internet, especially when it seems like the world's against you, man. Like, I get it, but you can't, especially with these people, they don't care. Like, talk to a friend or someone close that you trust. Don't apologize to the internet and to these woke lunatics. They don't want your apology. And it's evident, after this video he did, and they still started attacking him. They still started attacking him. And I mean, look at it. You go to his ex. He had to quit his account. He had to quit his account. All the hate, all the good I've done, all the people I've helped, all for nothing. I mean, it's just it's you gave up too quick. It's kind of pathetic. You're done because and all these people did was just push you a little bit, and you fell. You fell like a bag of sticks, dude. Like you're all this muscle and no backbone. Like no one can respect that. It's like losing trust. Once you lose trust, you don't get that back, man. And it sucks. I hate it. I feel for you, man, because you're a good person. And look, I mean, look at it. I mean, people aren't stupid, dude. People had your back, man. If you would have just stood up, you would have had an army, an arsenal with you, man. Like these lunatics think like they outnumber everyone. They don't. They're such a small percentage. And that's what people need to realize. Most fucking people, they go to work, they mind their own business. They just want to do the right thing. They want to be left alone. And it's kind of getting harder now because they're getting more radical and they're losing. I mean, they're dwindling down. They're getting desperate, these people are. It's just sad, man. I mean, look, you're embarrassing. You bent the knee. Don't bend the knee. Had you done this right, you would have lost a few. Yeah, see? I mean, it's all here, man. The writing's here. It's just, there's a few trolls. I mean, I don't think you're coming back from this, dude. I hope you are. I just I don't see it, man. This is a big deal. You don't realize what you did. I mean, look at Asmongold. What's Asmongold have to say about it? And he says that all the horrible, horrible thing that man has done. I mean, it's just so like two sided, you know? First, he's like very confident, and then he's just pathetic, cringy, desperate. Uh, it's just, yeah, it's not good, man. It's not a good look for him. And Asmongold couldn't say it better than I could. I mean, Asmongold straight on. These people don't want your apology, dude. They want to break you. So I'll let Asmon continue. There you go, man. Apologize for it too. Not to mention these hypocrites that are posting all this hate. $100, man. $100. Every single one of them. And I even posted this on a couple people, some trolls. You look in the mirror. Look in the mirror and tell yourself, you're telling me your whole life you never once, in your head or verbally, profiled, were biased, or even at one point racist to someone because they made you upset, or you just didn't agree with something, or you just didn't like them. You really think about that. I don't think if any of you say you've never done that, you're a fucking liar. You're a straight up liar, and you just can't be taken serious. Ain't no one that perfect. Right on point. I mean, Asman just be straight up, dude. Asman's facts, man. Asman's a smart guy. Like I said, man, Asman Gold, he sticks to his gut, man. He sticks to what he believes in. That's why so many people like Asman Gold. He just sticks to what he believes in. That's why everyone likes Trump. Why do you think he's president? He sticks to what he believes in, whether the good or the bad. He's his authentic self. He doesn't change. He doesn't kneel to no one. Those are what people look up to. They may not say it, but they respect you. Respect goes a long ways. Joey lost that. and it's pretty damn near impossible to get back. So yeah, that's Asman. I mean, he pretty much, and then kind of like Matt Walsh. I'm not gonna show him, but he kind of says the same thing that he just bent the knee. Everyone's saying he bent the knee. So take this for what it's worth for any future influencers or anyone that just wants to have some self esteem. Like I said, man, there's gonna be a lot of bad times where your cards are down, people are against you, and that's kind of the time when it really counts. Like, are you gonna stick to your core? You're gonna stick to what you your fundamentals, what you think's right versus wrong, or are you gonna pretend and kneel and submit and believe what you really don't believe? So I don't think Joey believed a lot of that crap that he said then. I think he was just pandering, whether it be for money or ego or I don't know. But I mean, he just made things worse. And like I said, I got much love for Joey, but to anyone, man, take this as a learning lesson. Keep this in your head. Don't do this. Don't apologize. That is the worst thing you could do. I'm telling you. Go talk to a family member or a friend or something. Don't share that shit, especially to how people are now. They're savage, especially those woke people. They will tear you down. They do not want your humility, your compassion. They don't want that. They want to destroy you. Okay? So I hope you all have a good day. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you next time.